Hello everybody, a very warm welcome to a new trading day and a new Taurex daily live trading session. I hope everyone has had a fantastic start to their trading week. It's very rare that I actually managed to get a trade on a Monday, but we did. And today we're going to be providing an update on that trade, and also I'm going to be filling in my trading journal as I always do, because that's something that I always say is very important, and is something that I will continue to do and document my trades on a month-by-month scale. And if anyone does have any questions on any of the markets or any markets they want me to cover specifically, then feel free to let me know. We are live on YouTube and also in our Discord channel as well, which is growing really nicely. So if you are new to the streams, feel free to pop up and say hello. And I'm here to help and answer any questions that you may have on markets going forward. Good to see the users on the stream. Very good morning to you all. Dibble, hello to you. Good to see you. And Bobby, hello to you as well. I hope you are doing well on this Tuesday morning. And also, we just had a really good recommendation in the general chat in our Discord. Lara, thank you for sharing the book recommendation on oil. I'll take a look at that and I'll let you know what I think. I do my own bit of reading as and when I can. So it's good to see. Thank you very much. Okay, right. I've obviously had a look at what we're expecting for today, and if I'm being honest, I would say it's a little bit more of a quieter day, should I say. There isn't anything high impact massively to talk about, but there are trading opportunities still out there. The price action will rule the day for today, and so we'll start with just taking a quick look at the economic calendar, just to have a look to see exactly what it is that we're looking at. So let me just quickly load that up now. So we are on Tuesday, so we do have some central bank talk, right? So we've got some speech from the Bank of England governor, and he will be communicating to the markets. And will we find out too much more about the UK economy? Probably not. But the one that probably the traders will have their ears on the most is the Fed Chair Jerome Powell. He's due to testify at the semi-annual monetary policy meeting. So he'll give us a rundown really of what the strategy's been from the Federal Reserve, and also what we're expecting potentially going forward. Again, goes without saying, any hints that we get on interest rate cuts or interest rate hikes are going to be what really drives the markets here. I always say that, interest rates are the driver, interest rates, inflation. And of course, we do have that massive inflation print coming out tomorrow in the US. So that's going to be really the main talking point. And I will be covering that inflation print live tomorrow as it comes out. So the best stream to be involved in if you want to see the volatility will be tomorrow, because I'll be covering that event live, breaking it down, what the figures mean, what that means for US markets going forward, the dollar, gold, stock market, etc. So make sure you tune in to that one, and I'll be around to look at some more trading opportunities. Other than that, if I actually filter this at the top here to medium impact news, you can see that we do have, some medium impact news, but it's really just Fed speak. So it is important, but if you're looking into what the language is, if there's anything that comes up which is out of the ordinary, then I will make sure that I let everyone know in the Discord channel. That's why it's important that you're in there. Anything that's said that's, that could be a difference, then I'll make sure I will let you know on that, okay? And it goes without saying as well, let me know in the comment section if there are any markets that you want me to actually analyse for today. I'm going to go straight onto the dollar yen because we have a trade update right now. So, yesterday we placed a trade, I placed a trade, on dollar yen. And it was based off of what my strategy is called. It's called Trend Rider strategy. It's a strategy by Mario Singh. It's a very mechanical-based strategy. And when we do release the academy, which is in the works, I'm just planning the initial stages of the academy. And of course, if anyone has any recommendations that they want me to cover in this academy that we're going to be launching, it's all going to be mobile friendly. It's going to be on the Taurex app, and also it's going to be computer friendly as well, so that you can basically digest that content wherever. If anyone has any recommendations or anything specific that maybe you want to see in the course, let me know. Message me privately, let me know on the Discord channel, and I'll make sure that I cover that for you. However, one of the things that will be in the academy is one of the ways that I trade, and it's called the trend rider strategy. Some of you guys who are on the stream, watch it on who are watching on catch up or live will know this is a strategy I use, or I used to use quite a lot, and I still do. It's just I've been so busy setting everything up, I've deserted it a little bit, but I'm back on it. And it was a strategy which basically utilizes the EMA 12, which is a moving average, and the EMA 36, which again is a moving average. Essentially what we look for is we look for bullish and bearish crossovers, and then we enter off of the retest of one of the moving averages. So basically what happens is, let me just explain it really simply, and there will be actual content on this, but it's basically what we look for is a crossover from this blue line over the orange line as a bearish crossover, and a bullish crossover is when we get the blue line crossing over the orange line. This blue line here is the EMA 12, and this orange line is the EMA 36, okay? So we can see that we're bearish on dollar yen on the 4-hour time frame. What happened is we come and tested the EMA 12, and that's always what typically my entry is. Now I took this a little bit further because I was a bit slow to enter. So if I'm being honest, what I probably would have done if I just traded the actual trend rider itself is I probably would be around break even right now. Sometimes in markets you get a little bit lucky and your timing is better than other times. When I went onto the 1-hour time frame, right, what I noticed is we had a supply zone. So when I broke this down onto the 1-hour time frame, we had a supply zone, and also we had liquidity at this wick here. So let me zoom in on that. At this wick here, we had liquidity. If you notice what happened to price runs up higher, taps into our supply zone, instant reaction, actually closed back inside this range. We had a liquidity grab and a test of this supply zone. Really, really clean snipe entry. And as you can see, we're actually running past 1-to-1 risk reward, and I've now closed off half the position, and I'm currently 1% up. Really happy with that. As it stands right now, we are. I think it looks pretty good. We're sort of ranging or pausing on the hourly time frame, and fingers crossed, if we were to get a slightly softer inflation report tomorrow, that would further increase the downside in dollar yen. Of course, you could say, well, if we get a stronger inflation report, then we're probably going to come up and take me out. Now, I've actually moved my stop loss to entry because I believe that if we do get this, it's just my opinion, it would probably mean that we're going to come at least up to the 50% and maybe even come and take out this high, and I'd be in pretty much. I'd be pretty much gone by then. So that I'd sort of already would have maybe hit my stop loss, or it would be approaching my stop loss quite quickly. So I've actually moved my stop loss probably slightly quicker than I normally do, and I've protected myself at entry. I don't mind doing that sometimes when we have a situation where we've got a big news event coming tomorrow. Normally I only move my stop loss to entry when I hit 2-to-1 risk reward, but I've moved it a little bit earlier. So I just wanted to let you know that. I don't always, and I don't normally change my rules in play, but I think this is a good example of needing to do that. And if you're going to change your rules to protect losses, I'd always recommend that, because there's nothing wrong with doing that. Always protect your losses. Protect your trade when it's winning. Shaba, good morning to you. I hope you are doing well. Thank you very much for the message, and I hope you're having a good week in the markets. Let me know how you're getting on, and if there's anything you want me to cover in today's stream. So, as always, once I enter a trade and it's live and it's tagged in and it's moving, what do? I start to journal that trade, and that's something that I think is really, really important, and something that I'm going to be doing all the time. So, we are currently on the 11th of February, so 2025, 11th of Feb. You can see I took a loss on dollar yen long. We are now short. Same market. My entry, so I'm just copying the entry over, so it's 152.528. Okay. Exit price we don't know yet. Close P&L we don't know yet. What was the strategy? It was a H4 trend rider. I I had a higher confidence in that trade. I actually got a better entry than what I normally would. Sorry, 2 seconds. I got a better entry than what I normally would. So happy with that. Let's just put the comments in. So it was a H4 trend rider trade, but refined entry on H1. To be honest, probably got a little bit lucky there. Yes, Bobby, I will have a look at the pound versus the Japanese yen. Any more requests, guys, put them in the chat room and I'll make sure I cover them on the stream. No lessons there. You can see I've got the lesson from before where I was wrong on dollar yen and I've had to swallow my pride and I'm now short dollar yen after being long a couple of days ago. So that market, that trade actually is running quite well. So we actually did hit 1-to-1 and I did move my stop loss to entry and I closed out of 1% profit. Sorry, you won't be able to see that, will you? Closed out 1% profit. Don't know if you can see that, but you probably can't, but you can see the blue. So happy with that, very happy with that, and we'll see how we go for the rest of this week. Okay, let's have a look at some of the requests we've got here. The pound versus the Japanese yen. Yeah, sure, let's have a look at that. So, Bobby, I won't personally trade another Japanese yen trade because it would be too much exposure to the Japanese yen. However, if we start fresh here, okay, interesting. Yeah, it's a similar story to dollar yen. What we're seeing is increased flows into the Japanese yen. Why? We know about I've spoken before about the central bank story, the Bank of Japan. So they're slowly increasing interest rates. The data in Japan, especially wage growth, is strong, and that's feeding into inflation. That's feeding into a more hawkish Bank of Japan. That's why we're seeing some Japanese yen strength, but we're also seeing uncertainty in the markets because of the Trump tariffs and the war escalations and the peace deal, which over in Gaza, which isn't quite turning out, and Donald Trump's throwing more threats out. So what we're actually getting is we're getting safe haven flows into the Japanese yen as well. So that feeds two things there, feeds into some Japanese yen strength. And actually, really fantastic short opportunity a few days ago, on Friday. And I will do some more analysis on this from where we are now, Bobby, but this is as you know about the trend rider. You can see that short there from that EMA 12, really, really nice, really clean. However, let's look where we are now. And as you can see, what have we got here? Okay, we did have liquidity, but look, we had a liquidity grab here up into the EMA 12, instant reaction, another retest. Now we're breaking lower. This is an actual, what I would class as not a liquidity grab, but a break of structure. So it's actually a break of this structure low. BOS. When we get a break of structure, that gives us an idea of what to expect. So what I'd love to see now is a breakdown below this low. You see this low here? Let's wait for a breakdown below it. Retest into supply zone or this EMA 12, which seems to be marrying up quite nicely. And let's try and continue that momentum to the downside. Supply zone. Wait for a break of this low. Look for a retest of this supply zone, which probably would coincide with roughly a retest of this EMA 12, which will probably follow a similar sort of pattern to that. Then we look to go short. Not something I'll trade because I'm already exposed to Japanese yen strength, but fantastic opportunity, clean break of structure, and I think there's potentially some more downside to come here in the pound versus the Japanese yen. Okay, right, I'm going to leave that analysis there, and we'll follow that over the next few streams. Okay, right. So that's enough for the dollar. Let's have a look at gold. which continues to trade higher. So one of the strategies that I trade is this trend rider strategy, but the other one that I trade is what I'm going to call it a name. Yes, Shaba, of course you can. Yes, I will send you a link to it. Are you in the Discord channel? If you're not in the Discord, no worries, Bobby, no problem. If you're not in the Discord channel, Shaba, come and join it. It's free. The link's in the description. Send me a private message, and I will send this journal to your email so you can fill in your trades as well. The great thing about the journal as well, I don't know if you've seen, is that when you actually fill in the trades, I have a P&L tab as well, which is telling me month by month how I'm performing. And also got a little graph here as well. Yeah. So come and join that. The link's in the description. If it doesn't work, let me know. But it should work. Message me privately on there, and I will send it straight to your email address. Okay. So one of the other strategies in the way that I trade is what's known as what I'm calling the what did I call it? The fair value triangle. So when you get a move from high to low or low to high, and then you get that sort of pause or consolidation, you create sort of like that triangle pattern like this, right? See where these green lines are? Needs to have at least 2 touches. And then what I look for is I try and follow the trend, which is clearly bullish because we're seeing high highs and high lows. Look for a breakout and then a retest of either a fair value gap normally or a demand zone or a supply zone. If it's supply zone if you're bearish and demand zone if you're bullish. And it's been working really well on gold. It was the exact same trade that we placed here. Look, probably on a bigger scale, but look, triangle pattern, breakout, retest of a fair value gap, and that's where we got that massive trade. If you actually held on to that trade, 22 to 1 risk reward. I didn't hold on to it, guys. I'm out. You know, it was in my January journal, but 10 to 1 we got from there, and then we got pretty much the exact same setup. I missed it. We've now traded higher, so now what I'm looking for is I'm pretty much looking for similar sort of thing, somewhere where we can get, you know, a consolidation period. You know, I expect that, and then I want to see that again. And I'm going to try and look to play that over the next few weeks. So at the moment, I remain very much bullish on gold. It's an inflation hedge at the moment. It will benefit from a weaker dollar tomorrow. Safe haven asset flows as well. I'm always on the lookout at the moment for any gold dips to buy. Again, we've not seen it yet, but fresh breakout, and I'll be monitoring gold over the next couple of weeks to see if we can get that trade. Now, my oil trade, I was probably a little bit greedy. Yesterday we spoke about oil, and we said about how we had if I just put that on a daily time frame, we had a daily demand zone here. Okay, look at that reaction, textbook, boom, there's the move higher. I was a bit greedy. I thought that when we had the initial retest here, that I thought maybe we'd come down and tap into the 50% of that demand zone and then look to go higher. It didn't quite happen, and you can see we're now moving. So I actually think this is good signs for oil, and I believe that from where we are right now, I don't know if anyone's in a trade. I've sort of probably missed the boat here, but I believe that we could be coming up to around the mid-75s. The reason I like this 50% of this demand zone is because it was around that 70 area. It's that real psychological whole number support. Didn't quite work out. Didn't quite test it. But I'll keep my eye on it to see if we can get down there. But as a whole, around that 75 level is a really good area for me, where I think the balls could be targeting. From there, let's see how we react. If we close above it, you know, I think we could be going up to 80. Okay, brilliant. So, just to summarise, some Federal Reserve Committee member speeches today, FOMC member speeches today. So some So going to be some general chatter around interest rates and inflation, etc., with some differing opinions, I'm sure. Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey speaking as well, but on the whole, nothing too much fundamentally that we need to be too worried about. Let the price action do the talking. I'm currently live on dollar yen, and I'll continue to monitor that as we go. Hopefully we can get another blast to the downside before the inflation print tomorrow. I will be covering inflation live tomorrow, so please come and join me if you do wish to do so. And also feel free to go and check out our brand new prop, Atmos, broker backed, fantastic new prop that we've got launched here. So you've got both options here. You've got the Taurex broker option and the prop option. If anyone needs any more details, then feel free to let me know. But we do have a Discord channel specifically for the Atmos prop as well. Okay, thank you very much for those who tuned in today and for those watching on catch up. I will see you all for tomorrow's stream where I'll be covering inflation live. See you there. Trade safe, trade well, and I'll see you soon.